So what caused you to hit it off with Lori after firing her friend?
I was managing a restaurant in Los Angeles. I was out of college for 2 years, managing this big restaurant called Parker's Lighthouse. And I had fired her friend, and the rule was when you were fired, you couldn't come in the restaurant for 30 days. Friday night, just didn't get dinner service started, big restaurant, 3 stories high, and in comes this girl. And I'm like, where are you going? She's like, I'm going upstairs. I'm like, no, you can't come in here. You've been fired. She says, well, I'm here to get my check then. I'm like, okay, I'll get your check. Well, standing behind her is this little blonde girl with these just beautiful blue eyes, and she's just mean mugging me. Just doing this look. So I'm looking at her. I said, okay, can't go to the upstairs bar, but you can go to the downstairs bar. You can sit right over there. I'll go get your check. So they go sit down, they're having a drink. And I go stand under the stairs. And I'm looking at this girl, and I'm just mesmerized by this girl. What the So I'm standing there, and the roommate of the girl that I had fired, a girl named Kelly, comes up and goes, what's going on? I said, who's the girl with, what's her name? She goes, oh, that's our friend Lori. She's moving to San Diego. She's from Rhode Island. I said, I'm gonna marry that girl. And she smacks me and she goes, you have a girlfriend. And I'm like, I'm just telling you, I'm gonna marry that girl. I mean, that's no bullshit. That is 1,000% all my kids. That is exactly what came out of my mouth. And that was it.
How do you go from
Too convoluted to get it. Basically what happened is Lori didn't move to California to get married. Lori came to get out of Rhode Island, go live in San Diego. She was on her way to San Diego. She was literally, her car was packed on her way to San Diego. So she went down to Costa Mesa, got a job. Finally, we started a date, and it went on from there. And so then I'm working for another company, and I'm a district manager for them. And you know, my whole goal is to open my own restaurant. That's my thing. So finally, at 5 months pregnant, I said, I just got her to agree. We left LA, loaded up everything we had in a trailer that I made. My dad flew down and drove with her in a Hyundai that had 400,000 miles on it. I drove my pickup truck and our 2 Rottweilers, and we drove up here to Northern California. She went to my parents' house, stayed with them. I stayed here in Sonoma County to try to find a job. And I didn't want to go to a corporate job or anything like that because I had to build my restaurant. And built the restaurant with a buddy of mine. And from the day we got the keys to the building, we opened in 30 days.
Wow.
Because we had it all compact inside. I mean, we had the recipes and the menus and everything in our mind. We'd all had it on paper because we both came from corporate restaurant. We knew what we wanted to do.
Was it Catalina Island in a missed boat, proposal?
That was a great
something like that?
Jesus. I've always got a buddy. I mean, I've always got a friend that does something, a friend of a friend. I mean, it's a funny story about how things work. I mean, I can get pretty much anything done. And it's, again, you just do what you can for people, and then you never know when you're going to call on them. It's a little Godfatherish, but it is really, one day. So I want to get engaged to Lori. So I don't have a lot of money, so I save up my money and to get the ring. And we live with my sister and her husband, and we live in a little 2-bedroom beach house in Long Beach, and I want to get married. So we go to Catalina. So I've organized this for about 6 months, 4 months. So a buddy of mine has a buddy that works in Catalina, and there's in Catalina the big opera hall is called the Casino. Casino in Italian means community meeting place. So he has a buddy that works there. So I want to go and get engaged there at the casino. Great. Casino's closed for renovations. But I've talked to the guy and I get an idea. So we take the ferry across, talking to some people on the way. He's like, hey, I'm going to get engaged. Like, oh my God, that's so great. When you get done, come to our house. So anyhow, we get to Catalina and we go to the casino. I got the ring in my pocket. Jamie and my sister know what's going to happen. Jamie's my brother-in-law, my sister Morgan. They know what's going to happen. And so we get to the ticket booth, and there's my buddy Jimmy, who's a waiter for me, dressed up in the ticket booth outfit, selling us the tickets. Just as we're buying the tickets, a German tour group shows up, wanting to go to the casino because the casino's this big tour. And Jimmy's looking at me and I'm looking at them, and we can't blow cover. And he's just like, I'm like, so he sells the Germans tickets. So what you're supposed to do is go in to the bottom floor to the opera hall, watch a screen slideshow of the making of the casino, and then take a tour going to each of the like 5 levels of it, and then you end up in the opera hall on top. So that's not how we start. We are in the ballroom up top, and the ballroom is massive if you've ever seen the pictures of it. It's one of the most incredible places in the world. So we start up there, we'd go on the tour, and we're walking around, and the whole time I'm like, gosh, my stomach is really bothering me. I must have eaten something on the boat that is, it's just killing me. I'm telling Lori about it. I'm like, my stomach. So we do the whole tour, and we end up as what's normally the beginning of the tour, as the end of the tour, which is the slideshow. So we're sitting in this ballroom, or in this opera hall, and you can hear a pin drop on the stage and hear it acoustically perfect. I mean, it's amazing. And so they're going through and they're doing the click, and they're showing the building, and they're showing the people that have been there. And the person leading on the tour says, and now a few famous faces from the past. Click. And that's my cue. Oh God, I have to go to the restroom. I'll be right back. She's like, you sure you want me to go with you? And I'm like, no, just stay. So I get up, I go out the door, come out, and there's Jimmy and his buddy waiting for me. So we run all the way around the casino to the back, and I come through the stage, up through the trap door behind the screen. And on the screen she clicks, and all of a sudden a big, like really cool artistic heart shows up on a slide. Oh, excuse me, folks, somebody must have used the projector. Click, another Duke Ellington, old car, gangster. Click, Will. So I'm sorry, folks. Click, click, more pictures. Click again, will you? She's like, let me just check this projector. This is, click, more pictures. Will you marry? She goes, oh my goodness, someone must have used this. Will you marry me? Oh, this, click, click, heart, will you marry me? And then click, Lori. And people just, and I come from around the stage, around the curtain, and I get down on my knee and I have the ring, and I said, will you marry me, Lori? And all she goes is, and I don't know if this is gonna be right for the show, no way. Total Rhode Island girl, no way. And everybody goes nuts. The Germans, they think it's part of a show. So she comes down, put the ring, she's bawling, I'm bawling, Jimmy's bawling, everybody's bawling. And we go from there back up to the dance floor, to the ballroom. And we're popping champagne with the Germans. We're going crazy. It's crazy. But it's only supposed to be Jamie, Morgan, me, and Lori, and that's it. But now there's 30 Germans. So the whole thing ends. We leave, we're walking down the streets. Well, we had other friends go and put up billets like for a concert, and all along the telephone poles, congratulations, Lori and Guy, congratulations, Lori and Guy. She's just like, what the? So we go to the restaurant, the Blue Marlin, and the table tents say, congratulations, Lori and Guy. So it's about 5 o'clock. I go, I gotta go back and tip Jimmy and all the guys for the thing, because this is, I gotta do it. I said, I'll be right back. And she goes, no, I'll go with you. This is full, like she just got done bawling to her parents. She's like, I'll go with you. I'm gonna go with you. I'm like, okay, so we're holding hands. And we walk down there, and we come up, and all the doors are locked, and there's a janitor that's mopping the elevator. And I'm knocking on the door in the elevator, and he says, yeah, I can help you. I said, I'm looking for Jimmy, and I want to give him a tip. He goes, oh, he's upstairs. And I go, okay. And so he goes, no, I can't use the elevator. I'm cleaning it. Someone got sick in it. So I thought one of the Germans, threw up in it. I know it. So we take the walkway, and it's like stadium walkways in a football stadium. So we have to walk up 5 flights of these stadium walkways, these ramps. Well, the guy mopping was Jimmy. She didn't recognize him. So he tears off his coveralls, and he's in a tuxedo. So as we come up to the top of the precipice into the ballroom, just as the sunset, we planned it perfectly, just as the sunset is coming through the windows. And in the center of the ballroom is a table for two covered in these small little dwarf trees. Pavarotti is blaring. And there's 24 cabbage head roses, these huge roses that my buddy had gotten for me at the flower market, draped over the table. And I had 3-pound live Maine lobsters sitting on the table. And Jimmy standing there, and it was it. I mean, she just lost it. So she's crying in the lobster. I'm smoking one of my favorite cigars, which is called a Hoyo de Monterey double Corona. And I'm sitting there smoking this. We're listening to this, drinking some great wine. She's crying in the lobster. That was it.
Pretty good story.
Right?